My client generated 6 figures in revenue in a single month from his digital product. And in this video, I want to go over the paid media side of the business and how I helped my client generate that much from Facebook ads through a calculator that I created to make sure that the ads were as profitable as possible from this digital product. So with that being said, let's jump right in and show you what I got here. So I have amount spent, impressions, CPM, link clicks, cost per click, conversion rate, CTR, cost per purchase, purchases, conversion value, average order value, and the ROAS. And then I calculated the profit after ad spend, even the profit after my management fee, and then the profit of a 28-day click attribution on Facebook, which I'll go more into detail in a bit. So let's just go through an example here. Let's just say we spent $5,000 in a single month and our average CPM is $12. The cost per click was 75 cents. Conversion rate was 2.5. Click-through rate was 1.25%. And the average order value was 80. And I named all those because those are the ones that I could adjust to see the results, which is in this case the ROAS. So the way I did this was I calculated it. Let's just go with, let me show you the calculation for profit after ad spend, which is the average order value subtracted by the cost per purchase, which will get me the profit of this digital product roughly. Multiply that by the purchases that I see on Facebook, and then I subtract the amount spent. Now I understand that Facebook attribution isn't the most accurate, of course, and that's why I added a 28-day click attribution, so we could at least see the people that clicked through the ad instead of because Facebook will count with 1-day view attribution, which will give us a better idea of how profitable we are. When it comes to the digital product, it is easier to calculate the profitability versus a product that you have to ship, and there's a lot more logistics when it comes to that. The digital product is a little bit more straightforward. So this is how I calculated it. So I found that our baseline goal was a 4 ROAS based on the data that we have seen in the past, and that's where we should calculate, or that's what we should be at before we start really increasing the budget and scaling. But back to this. So what I look at is typically the conversion, or like how good is the ad, how good is the product page, are we targeting the right people, etc. Now, first thing I look at is like CPM. How's the CPM? Is it too high? Is it too low? The only exception I would, and this would probably be like per campaign, is if the campaign has a high CPM but the conversion rate is high, then that is okay. We're targeting the right people. It could be more competitive, but our conversion rate is high, and that will justify the high CPM. But typically, we like to see a CPM that will generate us a good return. So in this case, it's spitting out a 208% ROAS, which is not ideal. That's not where we want to be. We want to be at least a 4. So in this case, let's just say we increase our conversion rate from 2.5 to 4%. That gets us to 333% ROAS. And then if we want to increase it a little bit more, let's just say the click-through rate, we got it to 1.4. Now it's at 373 ROAS, so that's improving the clicks on the ad. And then let's just say our CPM went down by $1. Now we're at 407% ROAS. So that's what we need to dial in. But let's just say that our CPM is expensive. Let's just say it's $14, then in that case, like CTR, typically a 1% CTR is good, and between 1 to 2%, that's where we want to be. So I won't change the CTR, especially at scale. So what can we do? I mean, if this is the case, then either increase the average order value, which I understand not everybody could just increase the average order value depending on the product or the products that they have. But let's just say we increase it by another $20. That will get us to our full ROAS. Well, let's put it back at $80 average order value. Conversion rate, let's just say we get a conversion rate of 6%. Then that will change everything. We're almost at 5 ROAS. 5 conversion rate would be 400% ROAS. Now, you might say that the conversion rate is high, and typically for e-commerce, it's like 2 to 3%. But you got to think about it like this, where it's only from paid traffic. It's not from all your traffic. So typically you'll see higher conversion rates from Facebook ads. And that is that. Now, let's just leave it at this. And then the profitability I already went over. I got the average order value, subtracted it by the cost per purchase, and I subtracted the amount spent, and that's how I got profit of $16,000 from $5,000 of spent of budget. So I wanted to go over the 28-day click attribution. Now, not always, or should I say, Facebook ads is notorious for like getting conversions from one day view, or like people will be scrolling on Facebook, they'll view the ad, but converts directly on the site. They don't even click on the ad, and Facebook will attribute that. And if you're having multiple marketing touch points, that might not be the most accurate. So what I like to look at is the click attribution of the campaign. And the way you do that is you go to Facebook, you go to columns, go down to compare attribution settings. And then I go to 28-day click attribution, make sure that's the last 30 days. And then you can see right here, there's a 3.9 ROAS for this ad set. But the 28-day click attribution is saying it's a 3.27% or a 3.27 ROAS. As you can see there, I like to manually get the number of purchases from a 28-day click attribution. So the original was 109, and then the 28-day click attribution was 90. So let's just say we add 90 to that. So I would put 90, 28-day click attribution here. And then I would get the ROAS from Facebook over here. And this is just for one campaign. So I'm just trying to give an example. It's not the overall account. It'll be 319. So I'll put like 319% here. And then the 28-day click attribution. Now, this should be more based on the numbers, what I see here. But I was only looking for a specific campaign. Well, let's just say it was just a little bit less than the amount of purchases. This is like 333 purchases. Typically, it could be like 20 less, 30 less, something like that. So I'll just put like 300. And you'll see right here, after my management fee is like $15,167, and then after the 28-day click attribution that I manually added, it's $13,000. That's how I kind of think through things on whether we need to improve the conversion rate of the product page, improve the creative, and get a higher click-through rate, reach the right audience. Those are the dials that I would really focus on improving. Also take into consideration the click attribution, and not just only look at the overall conversions, because there's one day view attribution in there which could really mess up the data. Now, I understand that Facebook isn't the most accurate, but this gives us a pretty good idea. And there's other ways of looking at the data too. This is just a calculator I made specifically for Facebook ads, just to see what dial we need to improve. Or for example, like CTR, that's a metric that we see on Facebook, and that we can trust because that's purely the math that they have if they actually click on the ad or not. That is the way that I think through things. And if you have any questions on this calculator, let me know, and I will have a link in the description below on my calculator for you to play with.